La 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 la. What's up,
Mic check.
everyone? What's up, everyone? No more mic checks. This is Chris Kidder coming to you from Kidder's Comedy Corner. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. This show, we have three comedians and myself. We're going to collide virtually and drop that humor into your lap. Today we have Betsy Cox, co-host of the funny Don't Stop show on Dash Radio. She's a stand-up comic, and you may have seen her cleaning the floors in a Swiffer commercial. Next, coming straight from the hood, Parenthood that is, we have Henry Garcia. He's a new comic in the LA scene and host of the Laughter Hours Comedy Party. It's a mashup of party vibes and jokes. It's really fun. I've been on the show. I can vouch for it for sure. This next comedian was voted most likely to be accused of sexual harassment in his high school yearbook. Years later, he made it out to Hollywood and attended UCLA's film school. Amazing job, bro. And there he once again was voted most likely to be accused of sexual harassment. Introducing the very funny comedian and a good buddy of mine, Mr. David Tarr. Guys, what's up, guys? I'm your host, Chris Kidder, a jack of all trades. So why not throw comedian in the hat? Please make sure you support the channel by subscribing, hitting the bell. Please share the videos and the live feeds. And if you want to show everyone that you're a big-ass baller, please feel free to donate via Venmo at Chris Kidder Comedy. Guys, welcome. How you doing tonight?
What's up?
You. All right.
I'm feeling fantastic.
Awesome. So, guys, I'm going to go around the room. One thing I always do is do a little 30-second elevator pitch. You got about 30 seconds just to tell people a little bit about you. Could be funny, could be serious. We don't give a shit. Just this is your 30 seconds of fame. And I'm going to start with ladies first. Let's go with Betsy.
Hey, y'all, what's up? I have 5 rescue dogs. I'm going absolutely crazy right now. I hate cooking, but I'm cooking every night. Okay, there you go.
Awesome. How about you, Mr. Tarr?
Well, I guess something that's interesting about me is I grew up a Republican and now am a flaming Bernie bro. So fuck Trump and fuck conservatism and let's start listening to the smart people. I think it's time we tried something different. Isn't that a good idea? Listen to people that, went to school and were like really good at school and like know shit.
There you go. He's gonna bring on the angry political side of tonight's show.
No, yes. I'll keep the politics to a minimum. Don't worry.
Awesome. Next we have Henry Garcia. How are you, buddy?
What's up? Right on. So I guess something interesting about me, and this is inspired by what David just said, is that I grew up wanting to be a fucking gangster like all my brothers in gangbang era of Los Angeles. And now I'm conscious as fuck.
Oh, whoa. we got an SJW on our hands?
And I'm really into essential oils, recharging crystals, and butthole sunning.
I was gonna say you got the big quartz crystals. Yeah, I think we could tell by your blanket behind you, bro. Awesome, guys. Before we get started with our questions, for anyone watching, make sure if you have any questions for the comedians, you drop them in the live chat. It's down at the bottom. There should be a button that says live chat. There is live chat. We can see exactly what you're saying. So please drop any questions you have there. Also, we're going to be doing 4 rounds of 80s trivia tonight. Nice. That's right. A lot of fun trivia. And if you want to answer along, please do. But number 1 rule is let me finish the freaking question. Okay? I've done trivia already, and people always try to jump. Let me finish the question. And then at the end of the day, there's no raising hands, Henry. At the end of the day, okay.
I just don't want to talk over you and be fucking that one comic that we were just clowning about.
Yeah. So at the end of the night, I'm tallying it up. At the end of the night, whoever has the most points gets bragging rights for the next week of who's the best comic on my corner, I guess. We're still working on that. Maybe I'll send you a trophy or something. I don't know. It says you won Kidder's Comedy Corner. Yeah, Yes, sir. What's up, Henry?
I did want to say just one thing, just because I've seen a couple of the shows and I dig the format and all of that. And just out of curiosity, maybe we can add this to it. But can we have like a lifesaver call if we feel like, if we just say I want a lifesaver call, and then I can call someone and see, is that a possibility?
You really believe in yourself, you know.
Yeah,
you,
no,
you
here's
like
here's
I'm already throwing in the towel.
He's already thrown in the towel. No, I'll say this. No, but here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. If I do ask a question and none of you know the answer, we'll see.
The chat room.
We'll see who has some hints or whatever from the chat room, or maybe I'll give you some hints.
Okay.
I already let you guys know I'm gonna lose. I mean, it is what it.
Nice. You can just
You'll be
crown me a
surprised.
winner, baby. Just we don't even need to play. I got the W already.
Look, I'm not the biggest '80s person, even though that was like my childhood.
Neither.
But I did read through a lot of these questions, and I found them to be almost common knowledge.
Okay. We'll see.
All right. We'll see. Yeah. Don't feel bad if you get blown away,
see.
Betsy. I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Listen, I don't feel bad about being a loser. Everybody, if you're a loser, you're really a winner because you got to work harder.
Awesome. Well, I always like to do some serious questions just to start, just so we can get a little more insight about you and a little bit about your comedy history. So I want to start with you, Henry. Why did you start comedy?
Why did I? Okay, so here's the thing, and I'll get a little deep with you. I've always really been into entertainment and like just theater and all of that as a kid, junior high, high school. I did a lot of plays, but the thing is, my mom never really came to any of my shit, and like I didn't have any support, and so I just back pocketed it and I put it away and just went into life. Became pretty successful at being a chef. I'm an executive chef. That's what's really paying the bills. And then just literally last year, I went through a self-development course, and I was like, I've been putting aside something that I've always really wanted to do, you know, and I've been scared of doing it. I've been like, I created this meaning behind it because of, you know, childhood, and I went into it, and that's when I looked into it. I figured I want to jump right into it and take it serious. So I took some comedy courses.
Yep.
Where I met you, and it's just been really natural. It's been getting a lot of really good feedback by people that I really admire. So
I will say this, dude. Like, you're very good. I've seen you firsthand, right out the gate, starting this. You're just a funny person. So you do have that natural comedy side that some of us envy. but you're doing great, man. Just stay the course. Stay the course. How about you, Betsy? Why did you start comedy? Oh, real quick. Oh, hold on, real quick. Betsy, I've had several people say that you got a southern draw in the live chat. Where's the southern draw coming from?
I'm from Louisiana.
Oh,
Louisiana. I'm from Texas.
What part?
I'm from New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
Do you know Kenner?
Yeah, sure. I lived in New Orleans for a year and been to multiple jazz fests and have a lot of love for that city.
Me too. I lived in Lafayette for about 6 months. Yeah, I mean that's like super Creole crazy, but it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Lafayette's real small, but I grew up in New Orleans. I went to Riverdale High School. Where they shot 21 Jump Street. They took out the metal detectors we used to walk through to get in the door.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of I had a couple of friends who lived in Riverdale randomly through. I went to Vanderbilt, so I had a lot of friends down there. Yeah, it's awesome. So you must be good at cooking then. No, you said you hated to cook before we got started.
I'm a good cook. I moved to LA. I'm now vegan. I'm healthy. Okay. But I can cook real good Southern vegan food.
That's a Benedict Arnold move if you're from New Orleans to be a vegan. Are you serious?
But people have no idea my vegan jambalaya is vegan. They're like, wait, this is not sausage. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
because you put crack in it too.
The Beyond Meat and all that shit. It's a good product.
I know, right? Crawfish. It's crawfish season, by the way. Okay.
All right, Betsy.
Over. Chris,
yes. Shut the fuck up, Betsy. Tell me, how did you start comedy?
No, like I said, I'm a failed model. That did not work out.
Me too. Me too.
I thought, you know, I don't think I have the money for the lip injections and the chin implant that I apparently need. So, no, I didn't realize I was a comedian growing up. I grew up really poor. So it helped me develop a personality. And I moved to LA and I started acting. And the acting coach was like, "You are a natural born comedian." But I never thought about it growing up. I did create weird characters and I would become these people. And when I was like 7, my mom took me to a child psychiatrist to see if I was schizophrenic because I did not want to break these characters. And she said I was highly creative. So now I'm just like, I love to become people. So part of my act is like, killing my husband if he cheats on me, and then some characters. And yeah,
That's awesome. How about you, Mr. Tarr?
Yeah, I mean it's funny because Henry's like one of those rare stories where success brought him to comedy. I'm more like Betsy, where failure brought me here too. Uh, so yeah, I went to college thinking I was going to be in corporate America. Did a year of that, hated it. Worked a year in New Orleans, came back the year in documentary film, actually about the environment in Massachusetts, where I'm from, and then came out here to go to film school for producing. But I always wanted to be an actor, so I was doing acting and producing for a while. I still kind of am, but if you've ever, I'm sure a lot of people watching and even through hearsay understand that the sheer powerlessness that happens when you're both when you're in the performing arts is a little bit insane. It'll drive you insane. So now it's like quarantine is giving everybody a taste of what actors deal with on a daily basis. Like we're all as powerless as actors trying to make it in the industry right now. Anyway, I'm super negative, and I was because I was ignored when I was a kid, and I grew up in New England, so lots of swearing. Had a lot of friends who were hockey players, so that'll lead to a good amount of shit talking skills. Super fratty upbringing. No sisters. I love her, but a religious mother who was very much of an authoritarian. So I hate being told what to do. And I think just, I took my complaining to the next level in comedy. That's the way I look at it.
Yes, you have. I've seen it many times.
You sound like a real joy to be around.
He's funny. He's funny to watch him get angry.
By the way, I'm drinking coffee through a straw because I try to keep my teeth white. So
the things you
I drink my coffee
with.
through a bottle. Guys, so you guys all know New Orleans. I think I might have stopped at a bathroom in New Orleans, but there's a few people saying that the Alibi is the best bar, or formerly best bar in New Orleans.
Yeah, you probably know it better than I do, Betsy. I remember a little bit of it, but I remember having a lot of fun there. I can't picture it, but it was a good time.
I mean, that's really hard to say. There were a lot of the red eye. I mean, the red eye was going off.
Did you ever go to Cajun Mike's?
I
used to be about LeBou's on Bourbon Street. I was a bartender at the Royal Sonesta Hotel, and I worked at Desire and LeBou's. But
wow,
yeah, that's funny. Back when I only did it for a few months.
He worked for Beads.
Yeah, exactly. I did it for Beads. I saw some of the nastiest titties you've ever seen in your whole life, dude. All the people who are like, yo, the ones that show you their boobs are the ones you wish they wouldn't. And that is so goddamn true. Betsy, did you ever show your boobs at Mardi Gras?
No, I'm terrified of my mom. My mom said, if I ever see you show your boobs, I will beat the you-know-what out of you. And let me tell you, she would.
She meant it.
She beat me in front of my friends. She cursed me out in front of my friends. There's no way. Everywhere I went, I was always looking over my shoulder to see if my mom was anywhere following me. I was terrified. I have no tattoos, one hole in my ear. Like,
is she still alive?
Huh?
Is she still alive?
Yeah, she's 70 now. She has Parkinson's, and I told her, Mom, God gave you Parkinson's to slow you
So,
down.
she sounds like my grandma. Like someone just ready to throw her sandal at you and shit.
Shoal sandal. My mom had a shoal sandal.
Dude, she must be fucking Latina, man. She got the fucking chancla.
Oh, she's Cuban?
Yeah, but not
I
like
fucking knew it.
I wouldn't even know how to. I can't. My mom is like her own breed.
Oh, Betsy, you know, you talk about your mom. What do you like to talk about in comedy when you're up on stage? Which like your go-to subject? Did she just freeze?
Yeah, she did.
She totally froze.
No,
How
she's
about
back now.
Oh, you're back.
I don't know if I froze or you guys froze.
I think you froze. We all saw you just.
You froze first, and so then we just copycat.
Oh, that's so weird. Yeah. Okay.
What's your favorite subject when you're on stage?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it your mom? And
I do a lot on my family and growing up, but my favorite subject is, you know, talking about how I'm on all the dating apps, making sure my husband's not.
Oh, is that right?
That's my favorite subject.
But
really
what's
good.
your excuse of being on the dating apps and not your husband, so you can make sure he's not on the dating apps?
Yeah, that's my opener to that entire set. I'm on all the dating apps, making sure my.
I like the misdirect. That's really good.
Is that a cover story for swingers? Is that what like swingers tell their friends and stuff, so that if they run into like whatever them on there, like, oh yeah, we just have this thing that I like to keep.
No, I think
sure
swingers are just openly like slinging their dick and
they're like
boobs everywhere,
the
dude. I don't think they care.
Poly relationships, you know.
Polyamorous. No, dude, swingers play it close to the vest, man. There's a lot of judgment out there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
You got once you're in the circle. Once you're in the circle, Val. Are you in that circle, Dave?
I am not. No, I'm definitely not. No, I have
a lot about that, Dave.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's gang up and make.
I know. It's kind of funny because my wife and I actually have several friends, like really good friends, who are poly, and it's
swingers
really
or polyamorous.
Polyamorous, but I mean it's kind of
similar.
It can kind of sway.
Well, swingers, they still have they have their own individual relationships. They get together, they just get together and fuck every like month or whatever, or every, I don't know, depending on how intense you are.
Yeah, but that activity can also happen from the conversations I've had with friends, you know. And
so, Dave, what about you? So, Mr. Aggressive, what's your topic on stage?
Oh, topic on stage.
I know what your topic is. What's
Betsy,
everyone?
You know, Betsy and I are getting along very well because I also talk about my childhood. I was the reason why I'm so attention starved, and let's face it, we're in this business because we didn't get enough attention when we were kids. I was the youngest of three guys, big age gaps, and was kind of ignored. So I did a lot of listening when I was a kid, and so I figured as an adult, it's my turn to do a lot of talking. And I talk about the conservative upbringing. My folks, I love them, but they not only voted for Trump, but they went to a Trump fundraiser, and I actually didn't find out about it until on election night when I got a picture of them in between, the Cheeto and Chief, or on either side of the Cheeto and Chief, his big thumbs up. And I got that on election night from one of my black friends. And I actually have quite a few black friends from high school. And he was saying, he said, hey, Tarr, tell your mother we forgive her. She was always nice to us whenever we came over to the house. And my dad actually lied to me about going because I knew this fundraiser was happening. So to answer your question, Chris, that's, specificity, right, makes for better storytelling than generalities. That's just one small example of what I dealt with growing up. And the irony is that I grew up in Boston, which is the capital of American liberalism. And so I was surrounded by all these liberals, when I wasn't at home, but then I'd come home to this just conservative, authoritarian, like really intense kind of waspy, the old school Protestant. The Jews get a lot of credit for being hardworking and intense people. People underestimate the Protestants, man. They're a sneaky bunch. Let me tell you.
How about you, Henry?
My fatherhood definitely something that like is around, like I'm constantly submerged in. So a lot of that, also kind of the parallels of my upbringing and the way I'm raising my daughter. because it's completely different. So a lot of that, also a lot of like growing up in LA, there's just a lot of funny shit. Just seeing how even Echo Park. I grew up in Echo Park, so just seeing the transition of like this hipsterville when it was used to be like gangbang central. So just a lot of stuff like that.
So you're a real Angelino?
Oh hell yeah, yeah, born and raised, man.
Dude, you're like number 6. Like
Yeah.
I rarely meet people from LA.
Yeah, I'm an Angelino unicorn, man.
Dude, I met my wife, so we've been together 19 years, and when I met her, I thought she was an Angelino, and then come to find out she moved here when she was like 6 months old. She wasn't even born here. I'm like, dude.
I was born in Cedar Sinai, man.
So were both of my kids. I love that hospital. That's where my wife works. I love it. I love it. Guys, we're going to do round 1 of 80s trivia. Okay?
Shit.
Round 1. And it's going to be a mix of movie, TV, music. But we're going to go quickly through 10 questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If you know
Remember,
that you
gotta let him finish the question.
Gotta let me finish the question. Absolutely. I will take your point and just randomly give it to someone else if you don't.
Oh shit.
At the end of the day, I'm like the judge,
Master of arms, dude.
Master. Awesome. Okay, this first one is movies. The horror movie Christine is about a possessed blank with a really bad attitude.
Teenage girl.
Can I poltergeist?
No, did you say poltergeist?
Yeah.
No.
Betsy, you go. We both missed. Betsy, your turn. What do you guess?
I have no idea. I don't watch horror movies. I'm terrified. Is it Rosemary's Daughter?
Christine. I've never heard of that movie.
Okay. Multiple choice. Car, dog, doll, or computer?
Doll. You guys got to answer too.
Car. That's car.
Ah.
Man. Oh, man. I'm excited just to see what people say in the live chat. They're just gonna be like, "You dumbass! What's wrong with you, Dave?"
We're gonna be a bunch of dumbasses tonight.
I have to go Google that.
All right, this next one, TV. What Johnny Depp starring TV show was about a group of young-looking cops going undercover in high school?
21 Jump Street.
There you go.
I was gonna say that.
I was gonna say, you guys actually just were talking about it.
I was not gonna say that.
Everybody knows that one because of the movie Night at the Roxbury. I mean,
well, I thought it would be because of the movie 21 Jump Street.
No, remember well, that was
I thought you were gonna say the movie called 21 Jump Street that was based.
Well,
anyway.
yeah, but Night at the Roxbury, they're like.
Yeah, it was a big deal in Night at the Roxbury. Hey, what you got? You guys were just talking about that. You said they shot that in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They shot that at Riverdale High School. My high school.
Yeah, there was a big tax credit program in Louisiana for a little while. Then it got busted for corruption.
Hey, wait, it's so
Bastards.
Louisiana's corrupt. Okay, let's hear the next one.
All right, what next?
Who hosted the daytime version of The Price is Right for the entirety of the 1980s?
Bob Barker.
Boom. Nice.
Oh.
You guys are all on the board. Dude, he hosted, I think, for like 2.5, 3 decades.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next. What actor won his first Oscar for the role as pool player Fast Eddie Thelson in the Martin Scorsese movie The Color of Money?
Paul Newman.
Yeah. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, I did not know that. Yeah, I did.
You're going to get crushed on movies.
What PBS Kids show made math and science exciting with segments like The Bloodhound Gang?
The
Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Not Bill Nye the Science Guy?
No.
Not the Mathematicians?
I didn't know this one, no.
Okay.
No.
Can you say it again?
What PBS Kids show made math and science exciting with segments like The Bloodhound Gang?
Sesame Street?
Are you Googling it right now,
No,
Henry?
I'm just guessing. I'm just
I'm watching Henry's eyes kind of go back and forth.
Oh.
No, that's me thinking. That's me thinking.
No, was it Sesame Street?
All right, we're gonna pass on that one. If you know, let's see it in the chat. I'll let you guys know right now. 3, 2, 1, contact.
3, 2, 1, contact. That was it.
Heard of it.
That's
Yeah.
obscure.
Never even heard of
Wish
that.
I knew about it. Maybe
I've heard of it, but I wouldn't have known like the Bloodhound Gang.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Now that was a legit show.
That was legit, dude. I used to watch that all the time.
So much fun.
In 1980, what band released Another One Bites the Dust, which spent 3 weeks as the #1 single in the Billboard's top 10?
Wild Cherry.
Thank you.
I made the cheerleading team to that
no.
song.
Wait. Another One Bites the Dust?
It's Wild Cherry, right?
No.
Oh,
Are
it's
you
not?
sure?
I'm positive.
Because the album cover said Wild Cherry on
I have
it.
no idea.
Yeah, that's probably the cover name.
The cover name
album, you
Wild
mean?
Cherry.
That might be the name of the album, but the name of the band.
I'm not good on music.
Oh, that's
What do you say, Henry?
Cheerleading.
Hey, wait, Henry's eyes are moving again. Henry's eyes
Another
are
One
moving
Bites
down.
the Dust.
You're pulling a Biden.
Dun, dun, dun. Another One Bites the Dust.
No, man,
No,
I
no,
don't.
no.
I don't even have. I don't even know.
All right, kidder, we're
was
0 for
Wild
2 on the
Cherry.
last
Are you
two, man.
Queen, baby.
Queen. There we go.
Oh
Jesus.
man, dude.
Oh, I should have known that. I love Queen. Okay.
Yeah, that was probably the name of the album that they released.
Yeah, we should have. But that's embarrassing. None of us got that, guys. That's
I
pathetic.
know. What is
Fucking
wrong with
pathetic.
us?
All right, fill in the
I
blank.
saw that
Because of
movie.
his ability to connect with ordinary people, Ronald Reagan was known as the Great.
Communicator.
I figured you'd get that one.
Politics, man.
I guess maybe we need 90s questions.
Or just or other areas.
I would do better in the 90s questions.
We get some 90s. Okay.
What arcade game was the first sequel to the original Pac-Man?
Miss Pac-Man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Good job,
it, Henry.
I could see it. I could see the chick version with the bow. Remember the pink bow?
Yeah.
With the long,
I think
with
it
the
had
long
polka dot-
legs.
Did it have polka dots on it? I don't know.
Hey, the Hispanic version of Pac-Man is Pac-Manuel.
Pac-Manuel.
All right. In what movie does English teacher John Keaton tell the students, "Carpe diem, seize the day, boys"?
Wait, in a movie?
Yep.
Dr. Keaton or Michael Keaton is the actor?
John Keating tell his students,
Keating.
"Carpe diem, seize the
Oh.
day, boys."
Stand by me.
No, it's
Wow.
the Robin Williams. Was Robin
Yeah.
Williams the actor?
That is a hint.
The
Yes.
Society Club.
close.
Dead Poet Society Club.
Dead Poets Society Club.
Ah, beat ya.
I don't paper, rock, scissors for that.
Dead Poets
No, I
Society.
was there
he, beat,
first.
he beat you straight up, bro.
Kiss it.
Oh wait, you never know.
Let's see if you know this one. A Different World was about which Huxtable kid and her life at Hillman College?
I don't know her name. I know who you're talking about though. I can see the
Sandra,
actress.
Vanessa, or Denise?
Was it Denise?
Vanessa,
Yep.
wasn't it?
It was Denise.
Oh, it's Denise. Oh,
Betsy, boom.
good job,
I
Betsy.
used to watch It's a Different World.
Hey, is that you can't watch the Cosby Show anymore, right? Didn't they take it
I
down?
watched that show and I watched 227. Remember
But it's-
227?
but it's gone now.
Still,
I think
it's still streaming in the dark net.
is it out there on any of the services? I don't think so, right? They took it away.
No,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Once
you
he's
can find
dead,
it.
maybe they'll bring it back.
It's odd because that show got taken off and our
Hopefully
show
he dies so we can get the
got
Cosby
taken
Show
down.
back, right?
I know.
Michael Jackson's fine.
It's a great show. It's freaking the writing. Yeah, it was,
Really good
it was
shows.
hilarious.
Hey, in 1981, last question for this round. 1981, what product was asked for in a commercial with the line, "Pardon me, do you have any?"
Great Poupon.
Wow.
Wayne's
guys.
World, party time. Excellent. Remember that scene? Come on, guys.
Yes.
Program.
You're fucking.
I mean, the
fast.
Great
Or the
Poupon
program
thing. I
will
mean,
get
that's
with
just-
you.
Yeah. Is
The
Great
program
Poupon,
will run
Great
you
Poupon
over.
still around?
What'd you say, Chris?
Is Great Poupon still around?
Oh yeah, the best Dijon mustard out there, baby.
It's I think I have some.
I love
It's like
Dijon
the
mustard, but I
A1
just get
sauce
the
of Dijon mustard.
I just
Was
get
that
like the
commercial?
signature brand.
Remember the
is.
commercial
He gets the
California
Trader Joe's
Chicken
brand.
Dude, if you could save $2 on Dijon mustard, why would you go for the expensive shit? all
Because
the
it's
same.
made with white wine.
Yeah,
It's-
sometimes it's not that much of a difference now.
It's made with white wine, and it was touched by God.
You don't have a very sophisticated palate, it sounds like. What's next, Chris? Did you freeze on us?
He fucking
No, I'm just
froze.
thinking
Oh.
about you challenging my palate.
Oh. Are you looking at the chat? No, are you looking up palette? What does that mean?
What does palette mean? Henry, who's your favorite comedian and why?
John Leguizamo. Because one of my favorite movies as a kid was The Pest. And,
you mean it wasn't Mario Brothers?
No, I mean Mario Brothers was dope, but the pest was just fucking ridiculous. And
That's
he
awesome.
just, and especially he's one of those comics that continuously like develops, you know, and like his shit just keeps going, and it touches areas that are like, it's not just like trying to make people laugh to make people laugh. Like it has like history. He like shares about himself deeply. Like it's pretty dope. That's what I like about him.
That's awesome. Dude, I don't know what he like blew up on Twitter a few days ago. I don't know if you guys knew that. Like he was trending, and like I think it was like the second like trending hashtag. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I clicked, and it was just a bunch of people like, I don't know why he's trending, but this is awesome. I love John. I love him. I love him. So I posted on Twitter, and I was sending it out to people. If you've ever seen the movie Con Air,
Oh yeah,
Obsessed.
the Con Air, right? So there's a scene where one of the inmates cross dresses as a woman, looks similar to John Leguizamo, and I know it's not him, but I was just trolling people like, oh my God, I love Con Air. It's the best John Leguizamo role ever. And people were getting so pissed off at me, dude.
There was a great moment in that movie in Con Air where Nicolas Cage was kicking ass or like whatever. And he comes up against that character you were just talking about. And instead of giving him a punch in the face, he opens it up and slaps the shit out of him.
I know. And he goes, oh!
Sweet Home Alabama.
Like it was a great moment. It was like, I hate it. By the way, that movie sucked. Come on. The year that came out the year after The Rock. If you want, no. If you want a legit 90s action film, then you go see The Rock. That was the Mount Everest of 1990s pre-CGI action films. That was the best one ever, and I'll fight you about it.
I don't know. Con Air, I've seen it 8,000 times.
You got Sean Connery coming back as basically another 007 type character with Nick Cage at the top of his game coming off.
That was great.
Taking place in one of America's most interesting cities. Like
and the great car, the car scene. Like
the Hummer scene. Like, when everything blew up. Oh, it was because you know why? Because it was Michael Bay when he was young and hungry, artists. And we can maybe talk about this, Chris. Is in terms of our historically famous or favorite comics, a lot of them bail out. Look at Jim Carrey's the best example, right? Yeah, have you ever seen anybody as fundamentally talented as Jim Carrey? The only one I can think of is Robin Williams, but Jim Carrey is the one that had so much talent. He just made his money and cashed out.
What are you talking about, dude? Didn't you just watch Sonic the Hedgehog?
No.
Okay. By the way, the trailers for that movie were horrible, and my kids wanted to go see it, and I took them to go see it. And I will say this: it was so entertaining, and Jim Carrey was hilarious because that is him. He needs to play funny roles, hands down. I don't want to take anything away from him, but that is why he was put on this planet to play a funny role, and he should totally be doing that.
Although I will say, like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I don't want to take that away from him. Yeah. You know, he's just talented across the board, but he imprinted on us with Fire Marshal Bill and all these characters in the 90s that just see him in a serious role, it's so difficult, and so he should have just kept on his path, but people want to be taken seriously, you know.
You don't know. Like he had some like random like demon. Everybody's got demons that does this shit. So whatever got him to a new place in life, and he's enjoying it. But the thing that we can move on, Chris. I know, but the thing that I want to make about Jim Carrey, a comment I'd like to make about him real quick was that something that the hacks comics, right? Who are hacks, a lot of times will do they will rely on their performance skills, and because they won't have anything actually insightful to say. Whereas with Carrey, I felt like he did both, and he did both at a really high level. He was smart and like fun,
absolutely,
not just funny, but like he has energy. I'm telling you, man, it's Jim Carrey and Robin Williams, the two most fundamentally like God-given talented people to ever come through the entertainment business, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, Dave. What about your favorite comedian?
So I do like, I mean, the guy who like originally, like without even realizing it, planted the seed in me that I would want to do it, even though I will never be anything like him, is Jerry Seinfeld. Just because his cultural commentary was so on point. He was so freaking smart. And, you know, we got to recognize that that was also Larry David's voice. That wasn't just Jim Carrey. That was a team of really good writers headed by, you know, Larry David, we know is just brilliant in his
Brilliant writer, yeah.
That was what first got me into it, was Seinfeld. But then as I got older, I started to pay more attention to Chris Rock. Obviously, another guy I'm not going to be anything like, but brilliant, you know, incredible with commentary. Like for me, it always starts with how smart the guy is. Like, did you really think of something that I haven't already thought of, or kind of, or come close to thought of? So those would be, you know, the early ones. There's a third one I can't really remember right now, but, you know, it obviously wasn't that influential if I can't really
How about you? How about you, Betsy?
I grew up watching, and why am I blanking on her last name? Oh my God, Rita Rudner.
Really?
Remember Rita Rudner?
Yeah.
Brilliant. She was a character. She got on as that character. She played it to the T. I probably watched her stand-up special 800,000 times. But if you're asking who my favorite, like, I mean, I'm gonna throw a female out there because I am so beyond like obsessed with Lisa Lampanelli. It's crazy. I think she is one of the greatest comics alive.
She was big in the insult, and she was big when the roast started getting popular.
Yep.
That was
She
kind of
is,
how she got famous, right?
yeah, she's so good at what she does. That is what she does. I mean, she just goes after everybody. She's brilliant at what she does. I mean, she's nothing. I mean, I'm nothing like her as a comic, but I just think she's beyond brilliant. But I love like Rita Rudner. I love Kevin Hart. He's one of my favorite comics.
That's another thing too. Like we can talk about comedy all day long. Like
Yeah,
Kevin Hart is one of those. He's one of those comedians where like I have mad respect for. I know he's funny, but I don't relate to his comedy. And I've tried watching 3 different specials. What I did like was his he released a thing. It was like 5 episodes. Like
Oh yeah, on Netflix.
it was like 6 months ago, I think. Yeah, and that was so good. It was just really a nice dive into his life. But comedy is so subjective, you know. Like someone I thought, you know, that I think is really funny, who actually I've known him for a long time, but I recently started watching more of his stuff. Is Lewis Black? I think he's a comedian who just kind of goes right past the radar, and I think he's so much into, you know, politics and then a lot of satire and stuff like that.
I've actually gotten that comparison a decent amount.
Yeah, I definitely, when I think of you, I think of Lewis Black for sure. But
it used to be Dice Clay, so I'm getting a little bit warmer.
Dude, last episode last week we were talking about Andrew Dice Clay because we were talking. I had a trivia question. Oh, I'm getting feedback from someone.
Is it me?
Yeah, it might be someone. I don't know. I was getting some massive feedback.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was Betsy.
Betsy, yeah.
But no, I was getting. I asked a question last week about my name is Dolomite, or Dolomite is my name, and it's based on a comedian. And I asked who that person was, and no one knew the answer, but it's Rudy Ray Moore, right? And this guy was slinging limericks back in the 60s and 70s and got really big from it. And I didn't know who this guy was until I watched the movie that Eddie Murphy played that role.
Fucking great movie.
Fucking fantastic movie. And when I watched it, it made me kind of dive in and do some research. Like Andrew Dice Clay totally like wrote off of that and found a comedian doing something and did the same thing, made it his own because he took nursery rhymes and twisted them. But it was interesting because I was like, I always thought Andrew Dice Clay was like an original, like, wow, this is amazing. But he wasn't. He was the next generation.
That's really cool that you put those together because it's
yeah, it's really fascinating, dude. Like, I mean, if you think about it, like, we get into philosophy all night long. There's no such thing as original thought, right?
And I don't even feel like you're hating on anyone saying that.
No,
like,
not at all.
It's true. It's like it's.
Oh, dude, Andrew Dice Clay. Like I've again like respect, you know, for these people, but no, it's interesting because you watch comedians and you go, okay, you're talking about Jim Carrey, like who's going to imprint on you in your childhood, and you might grow up being that type of comedian, or you might love impressions and like that rolls. And then you can't be like, oh, I'm an original. Like you're not the first one to do impressions. You're not the first one to do rhymes. or songs, or let me get on stage and play my guitar. Like there's a lot of comedians that do that.
Hey, that's why you study the Greeks, man. That's why you study the Greeks. If you're in the movie biz, if you're in any kind of storytelling business, man, they figured it out a long time ago. What makes for good communication? We're just still learning from them.
Yeah, I think there's like maybe like 7 or 8 blueprints, and we're all kind of repeating it, just changing out the pieces a little bit. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys, what's your favorite quarantine meal?
Quarantine meal?
Yeah, I would love to hear from the audience too. Like, what's everyone cooking? What are you buying? What are you getting dropped off with Uber Eats? Like, what are you guys eating?
So I'll start
Yeah,
off.
the chef should start for sure.
I'll start off first. So we've actually have not eaten out this entire quarantine. Not ordered anything out. Not picked anything up. We've been fucking cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm not vegetarian, but my wife and my 9-year-old child are. So we out of respect for that, we don't cook meat at home. But so it's all a bunch of vegetarian food. Some of the we love fucking our Taco Tuesdays are fucking beyond bomb because of Beyond Meat. The motherfuckers need to pay me for fucking putting them on blast.
You keep pushing Beyond Meat.
Yeah, yeah. No, Beyond Meat is really, really fucking good. Like, and I'm a big meat eater. Like, I eat a lot of really good meat. Just fucking working in culinary, but like Beyond Meat's really good product. But anyway, so we use a lot of their shit at home.
I'm not laughing at you, Henry. I'm sorry. I gotta throw this out there because I saw this in the comments and I laughed. So Mr. Eric Stinson, a lot of us know him. He's another comedian.
Yeah. I know. What is he talking about?
Yeah,
he said David Tarr looks like a stuntman double for Hobbits. Oh, Eric, we love you, buddy. We love you, man. Keep trash talking all night long.
Stuntman double for Hobbits, dude. He's one to talk. He's shorter than I am.
This motherfucker walks around like he's about to fall asleep any minute.
Yeah, you know Eric, right, Henry?
Oh yeah. I've done courses with him with that.
Right, at Greg Dean.
Yeah,
we haven't had you and I haven't had a class together yet, but that's how I know Chris as well.
Okay, cool.
How about you, Betsy? What have you been eating lately?
Spaghetti. Like 4 nights a week spaghetti. But yeah, I do vegan burgers. I make Beyond Meat stuff. I made a Beyond Meat like Southern meatloaf. My sister made the Southern gravy, and we did.
So you're the one who emptied the pasta shelf when I first went into the grocery store.
You know what's weird is I made a mistake not getting pasta. I didn't get it, and I was like, who knows how crazy this thing's gonna be. And then I had to order it, and I got the big, huge Costco one. It's a nightmare trying to get groceries. But yeah, I have a lot of pasta now, so if y'all need some, let me know.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's funny, Henry. You mentioned about going out. I think we did a pickup. We picked up the Habit one night, and then we ordered pizza last week. That's the only 2 times. I mean, other than that, I'm the cook in the house. So I've actually just been using the time to try to cook some new things. I actually learned how to cook a whole chicken. Yeah, which I never knew.
I see you flossing your fucking pictures on IG stories and shit. I see you, player.
Kidder's Kitchen, baby. Yeah, I'm trying to start like 5 different shows at one time. How about you, David? What have you been chomping on?
I just got a bunch of classics that I cook at home. I do
mac and cheese.
I've been getting delivery too much probably. But yeah, I do like a badass roast chicken with olive oil.
Nice.
I do a ton of stuff on the grill. I'm trying to grill more fish. I do a really awesome mustard dill salmon. Where you use light sour cream instead of mayonnaise. It's dope. And then I do I got some ribeye steaks in the fridge. My forte is actually breakfast. I make the best huevos rancheros. So Henry, I'm gonna give you my huevos rancheros recipe, man. I'm interested in your opinion of it. I'm sure that I would very much value that.
What's up?
And I make
you know what you should do is you should make some huevos rancheros, order a lift, put it in the lift, and have it sent to my home.
That's cool, and I'll put it in a little bag to keep it warm too.
Fuck
because I like my eggs runny, man. If they're not runny, I'm sending it back.
Yeah. And then because I love fucking doing breakfast, I'll hook you up with some of my chilaquiles, and then we'll just like hook each other up with breakfast. Like,
Boom.
through Lyft.
Boom.
And if anybody wants avocado toast, please let me know.
Yeah, I don't do vegan. Yeah, I don't do vegan. Carnivore.
Yo, that shit works great, man. I had my buddy send me fucking mushroom chocolate bars through Lyft.
Mushroom chocolate bars?
Yeah.
Can I get some?
Yeah, he'll lift them to you.
Oh.
Can you
Off,
really lift
off
people's
air
food like that?
conversation.
Yeah. You mean like white mushrooms, right? Like the kind from the grocery store?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, fun fact, I've never done mushrooms. So I don't know if being home with my kids as their teacher and their janitor and the lunch lady, I don't know if that's a good idea, interjecting psychedelics into my regimen.
I've never done drugs. I'm at home as a full life pooper scooper star with my
Not me, man.
$5.
I will outchild my child with my psychedelics. She's like, all right, Daddy, that's enough. Stop jumping on my bed. Get out of
Nobody's
my
going
room."
to jail after this show.
It was
Huh?
it was fun until you started acting like me.
Mommy, Daddy's been drooling on Legos for 3 hours.
Yo, speaking of Legos.
Whoa, dude.
Nice.
Yo, shit
That is some
shit
creative
real.
stuff
Yo,
right
look,
there.
Wow, dude.
I got my little homie right here.
You've been bored.
Hey, Eric weighed in with another tight comment here. Hey, Betsy, Henry is dressed like your pimp.
I got Legos on.
Dude, Stinson, man. I mean,
I want to
he
be
should
the
get his
person
own
who
show.
wrote
I
that
know.
comment. We need to know each other. You clearly, if he was my pimp, this motherfucker would be in Gucci. Okay. Like,
Wow, that's quite an ego.
And Gucci, that's nice, dude.
That's a lot of confidence.
Yeah, but it's always those Gucci pimps that won't take care of you the way the dude with the Lego glasses will.
Oh, geez. Thanks to the guy who wrote that comment. I guess I'm giving out $5 PJs.
I guarantee, like Eric is 2 blunts in right now, and probably a glass of scotch, and he's just he's making fun of my eyebrow dimple. Like I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Hey, we're gonna start our second round of trivia, and then afterwards, Henry, if you want, we can do your round of stand up.
Oh, sure, yeah, up there.
So Henry opted in. He wants to do some of his material, which I'm excited to see. But first, we're going to do a little round of trivia. Are you ready, Mr. Tarr? It's so dark in your room, buddy.
Yeah, it's because I got bad lighting. All the stuff's open up. It's if I were to open the curtains, it would fuck all the lighting up. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good, dude. All right, you ready? All right. Steve Martin and Michael Caine play competing con artists working on the French Riviera in what movie?
I just watched it.
Wow.
Oh,
Steve
God.
Martin?
Steve Martin, Riviera.
Not the jerk.
They did a remake of it. What is it with Anne Hathaway?
Overboard.
Not Overboard, dude. What?
No.
Get
That's
Carter.
with Goldie
It's not
Hawn.
That's
Get
Kurt
Carter, is it?
Russell and Goldie Hawn, dude.
I don't know
Steve
the French
Martin and
Riviera.
Michael Caine play competing con artists working on a French Riviera.
Yo, dude.
film.
Hey, David's eyes keep scrolling down. I don't like that.
No, fuck that. No.
Nah, fuck you,
What's
man.
No
the
cheating,
best
bro.
movie?
No
What
cheating,
is
bro.
Am I answering? I don't know. I'm stumped.
And Rebel just did the remake of
I'll
it.
give you.
It's one of
Yes, you're close. You're close, Betsy.
I don't know the name.
What is wrong with me?
Who's
I'm
in the
really not
remake?
good on
Betsy, who's in the
pressure.
remake? Betsy, help us out.
No,
Who's in
yeah,
the
you're
remake?
gonna.
Anne Hathaway was.
Anne Hathaway.
And
Anne Hathaway.
what is
All right,
Rebel?
here's a hint. Here's one word from
Rebel
the title.
Wilson.
Scoundrels.
Okay, one word. What?
Scoundrels.
Scoundrels.
I can't think.
Dude, I'm the movie guy, and I don't even know.
just
I don't know.
watched it. What is wrong with
Dirty
me?
Rotten Scoundrels.
Dirty
Yes.
Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah, that's a
Wow,
classic.
as soon as
Did a
yeah, I
remake?
thought you were gonna get it, Betsy.
I literally just downloaded the movie and
Yeah,
watched
people-
it like a week ago.
Yeah,
It's-
people
and by
started
the
blowing
way,
up the chat before I even said it too. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Oh yeah, I should
That
be
is
looking at the chat.
classic
You see this motherfucker?
I
right
should
here.
be. I wasn't.
Well, no. The thing is
Hey,
with
did
the chat.
Did I answer, Henry?
No,
if I
no.
was
No,
cheating, I
no.
would have tried
No,
to win.
I will tell you. I will tell
I'm
you.
fucking with you,
I
bro.
will tell you this with the chat. There is a 30-second delay.
Yeah,
A
okay.
30-second delay.
So it's not going to help us anyway.
They don't even hear the question for 30 seconds, so there is a delay.
So you're the only one seeing the chat live, like right?
No, I mean I can see it on my screen because I have like 6 things opened up on my screen, but Dave has another device with the screen going on.
Yeah, and I have
But
it on
it's
LTE.
a 30-second delay.
Don't if you get on the chat, use the LTE on your phone. Don't use the
don't use Wi-Fi. It will mess with your Zoom. Yeah,
it might mess up your signal.
Now, everybody who's listening should watch that movie, okay? Because that guy is a genius. Okay, let's go.
Very well written. What city in Spain is also the last name of Alvin and the Chipmunks' caregiver, Dave?
Madrid.
No.
His name's Dave Madrid?
Barcelona.
Oh. I thought you said what city in Spain?
Alvin and the Chipmunks. I used to love that show.
It is a city in Spain.
But I will not remember that.
Dave, I had no idea.
David Florence. Dave Florence.
That's Italy.
Oh, Spain. Oh, my bad. Okay.
Dave
Barcelona.
Warsaw. Yeah.
Barcelona.
Dave Toronto.
Toronto?
No, Seville.
Seville. Oh.
Dave, that's right. Dave Seville. Damn.
I was going to guess that.
All right. Next question. Dragnet, based on the classic TV show, co-starred what Blues Brothers star as a member of the LAPD?
Belushi. Jim Belushi. No? No. Oh, my God. Dragnet.
Dragnet.
These are some,
based on the classic TV show, co-starred what Blues Brothers star as a member of the LAPD?
These are like second level cultural touch points. They're not, well, obviously because
you said they would be mainstream, and we would.
Some of them are.
You're the oldest guy here, Chris. That's why they seemed reasonable to you.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's a hint.
Here's a hint. The audience needs to know that beforehand, before we got things going, Chris was like, "I looked at the answers, and they all seem, gettable." And
they all seem, some of them seem common knowledge, is what I said. Common knowledge.
Yeah, common knowledge.
Well, I thought for us four, it would be more common knowledge. I mean, if you're 18 watching this, you're gonna be like, "What?" Yeah. No, okay. Look, first off, here's your hint. How many Blues Brothers were there?
Oh, Dan Aykroyd?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, what Blues Brother star? And you said Jim Belushi, and I thought immediately you'd have been like, oh no, Dan Aykroyd, the other one.
Yeah, sorry, I was spaced on that one.
Oh, it's all good.
Where were you guys? That was wide open country for you guys to drive right through.
I don't even know that.
To be honest, this is very shameful for me to say, but like
never seen it.
I thought, yeah, it's one of the other ones, and I don't.
Have you seen the Blues Brothers?
I've seen it, but I don't.
Dan Aykroyd, have you guys seen Ghostbusters? Because okay, because Dan Aykroyd was like, anyway, Dan Aykroyd was a big deal in the 80s, and he doesn't get enough props, I don't think.
For what? Yeah. For Ghostbusters?
No, Aykroyd. I'm saying, yeah. Well, partly he doesn't get enough credit because the guy who directed it, I can't remember, Harold Ramis. He and Harold Ramis wrote Ghostbusters. Bill Murray was the star. And there's actually on Netflix, you can see the movies that made us or whatever. There's an episode on Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I actually watched that. That's
excellent,
awesome little series that they created.
Yeah, and they have one on Home Alone too. That's
and then Dirty
really
Dancing.
Great. What's that?
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing, and then there was a fourth one.
Die Hard. Die Hard. You know what was awesome about the Dirty Dancing was that there's like 5 people who've been making millions off of that movie since it came out.
Haven't seen the Dirty Dancing one yet, but that's the way it goes with a lot of classics.
Well, a lot of movies. Okay, I work in film business for anyone who doesn't know, and years ago, I think it was in like 2007, I was brought on as a key grip, which was the head of the grip department, and they were paying really shitty money, really shitty money. And I told him, I said, well, look, dude, you got Danny DeVito, you got Justin Long. You had there was a huge cast in the movie, and I was like, "You're gonna pay us like $200 a day? That's garbage." So I said, "We want points on the back end," and they laughed. And I said, "No one's lining up to do your movie. We want points on the back end." So we got points on the back end. And then it was like 3 years later, we started getting syndication checks.
Hell yeah.
And
That's amazing.
I think I made it was 3 or 4 checks and I made like 12 grand. So it was really cool.
That is awesome, dude. The guy who got you that deal is a freaking superstar.
That was me who got that deal.
What's that?
That was me who got the deal.
Yeah, I know.
I negotiated that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man. No, but the guys that I hired were really happy too because they all ended up getting
as they should
residual
be
checks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was really cool. Anyways, what company's tireless drumming Pink Bunny made his debut in 1989?
Energizer.
Dave said it first. Guys, you guys need to do some meth or something.
I think you guys need to check.
Wait till you finish the question.
No, I think you have us on a couple seconds delay.
Excuses are like assholes.
Excuses are like rap careers. Everybody's.
All right. What twins who were born in 1986 became TV stars in 1987?
The Olsen twins.
I didn't finish,
No?
Dave. In Full House.
Yeah. Oh, so it sounded like you'd finished.
You gotta give him.
No. You gotta read them better, Chris. That's on you. There's video review. There was a dramatic pause, dude. You give the dates 86, 87. They're twins. Who were the most famous twins of the 80s? Give me a fucking break.
I love how Dave is fucking getting serious.
Wow, dude.
The integrity of competition is the most important part of competition.
Okay, you know my reading style, David.
No.
With my dramatic pauses.
yeah, exactly.
All right. What filmmaker wrote and directed several classic teen comedies of the 80s, including Weird Science?
Oh, Brooks. Herb Brooks.
No,
that's
a good guess, but no,
not Herb Brooks. Michael Brooks, I think. I'm sorry, I had a guess, so I'm
remember the Brat Pack, all those movies.
Yeah,
they were brothers.
Feel good, Henry. Nice, bro. He's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Just follow me on Instagram.
It was inverted though, dude. You realize that, right? They had to have a mirror to see that properly.
Yeah, it's backwards.
I mean,
bucket. Oh yeah.
No, you're used to. I think on Instagram. It's flipped backwards, and he does the shows on Instagram. Okay, what filmmaker wrote and directed several classic teen comedies in the 80s, including Weird Science? They need a buzzard. Yes, they do, Jill. They need buzzards for sure. You can come be my tech lady one day. All right, answer is John Hughes.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't.
You didn't say John Hughes, man.
No, I know. I said I got him. Dude, you don't understand how embarrassing that is. All the people watching that are my friends. Yeah, they are just like, how the fuck did he not know that?
Ariel Snyder just said John Hughes, Tarr.
Yeah, I know. That's my girlfriend. She's a lot smarter than me.
She calls you by your last name?
I don't know. No, she not to my face.
It'd be weird if my wife just called me Kidder. Hey, Kidder. All right. What action-packed show featured Face, Murdoch, B.A., and Hannibal driving around in a black van?
The A-Team.
Dun, 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 dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun. Oh, no, wait, that was Stripes. Come on, Henry and Betsy, let's fucking go. Come on, step it up.
Turns out
do your goddamn homework.
I thought you guys would have been like blasting the screen with all these answers, man.
Well, the last two were pretty easy.
Could we have gotten 90s?
I knew it was bad when I saw.
Well, how old are you guys? I'm 36. How old are you guys?
I'm 37, but still.
And Betsy?
I'm none of your business.
Yeah, it's an easy get around. I can look you up on LinkedIn and see when you graduated college. If you graduated college. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Wow.
When you graduated Riverdale High School.
I'm not on LinkedIn. I'm not a professional like you, Mr. Corporate America.
No, I pulled the rip. I wasn't good enough. I told you I failed. got the fuck out. Bounce.
Yeah, but you're not on LinkedIn as a comic, are you?
No.
No, you're on LinkedIn when you need to get a job.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here's one I knew because I haven't known half the ones I've already asked. What funny alien from the planet Melmac has an unfortunate craving for house cats?
Elf.
Wow, dude.
I gave you guys a second. I was like, I'm gonna give him a chance.
Show, actually.
There was a good Simpsons episode with featured a nod to Alf. I remember Alf. Golden age of TV, baby.
I'm skipping some of these questions because I'm like, they're not gonna know this.
Lightning round. Lightning round it.
We'll try. We probably won't. But
All right. In what movie is 9-year-old Ralphie warned repeatedly, "You'll shoot your eye out, kid"?
A Christmas.
The Good Son?
The Good Son.
She got it. Christmas Story.
Oh, good job, Betsy.
Well, you saw that movie.
The
right?
Good Son? Isn't
yeah,
that
Macaulay Culkin, baby?
Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, Henry, I love. I love how you've seen that movie, but you haven't seen like John Hughes stuff. Oh my god.
There's just dude, I'm telling you, I was in the well, this is 80s stuff, but in the 90s, I wasn't really. I was such a fucking.
Macaulay Culkin was in a John Hughes movie. Was in Home Alone. Anyway.
Yes.
Which was one of the best movies. I still think that is one of the best movies ever made. Home Alone.
So you got to watch that Netflix.
Yeah, check out the Netflix, show. Betsy. It's awesome.
I got to check that out.
They filmed it.
Weird Science. I wish they would make movies like Weird Science again.
Well, we can talk about that. There's an explanation behind that, but I don't want to. Go ahead, Chris.
There's a movie called My Science Project, which most people have never heard of, which was one of my favorite 80s movies. It's where he had like this, he was in like a junkyard and he like finds like this time portal and it opens up all this shit in his school. It's pretty awesome.
Huh, I wonder.
My Science Project, yeah. Following a starring role on The Jeffersons, what show did Sherman Hemsley star on as Deacon Fry?
All you guys.
Oh.
On The Jeffersons? Like it was a spinoff?
Yeah, it says, what show did Sherman Hemsley star on?
Bunker.
What's that?
The Jeffersons was a spinoff of Archie and Edith Bunker, wasn't it? All in the Family?
Yeah, but this is another show. It says, following his starring role on The Jeffersons, what show did Sherman Hemsley star on as Deacon Fryer?
God, I don't remember, but I was obsessed with Wheezy.
That show is called Amen, and I've never heard of it.
I've never heard.
Yeah, why are you doing the more obscure? Okay, yeah, okay.
I'm reading down them. I mean, and why do you mean obscure? You're like getting all the answers right, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I guess can it be easier? I know I'm winning.
Yeah, no, like you're like the king of obscure knowledge, if that's the case. Like,
right, dude. And if you go when you watch this, if you watch this again and you look up, we should all be doing a lot better.
Yeah, we should.
We're really choking right now.
All right. In 1980, the U.S. hockey team defeated the team of blank in the game now known as the Miracle on Ice.
Russia.
It's all yours, Henry. No, it's wrong.
What?
Canada.
Mr. David Tarr, dude, that was hilarious. You just
fuck.
No. Hey, okay, stop. Okay, stop, Tarr. What was the name of the country back then?
USSR.
Yeah, that's right. But what does it stand for?
Fucking who knows, man.
Do you know, Betsy? We're picking on Henry. You should know too, Betsy.
What are you asking?
What does USSR stand for?
Oh, it's was it United Soviet
Socialist Republic? Yeah, woo, close enough.
It's the Soviet. Was the word. The Soviet Union. Yeah.
Soviet Union. That's what.
Yeah, that was.
Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, whatever, something like that.
Remember, it was in that movie. The U.S. Remember the movie? What movie was that?
Miracle.
Oh, I'm so bad.
It was such a good movie, dude. I actually really enjoyed that film.
Yeah,
I haven't seen.
Kurt Russell, right?
Kurt Russell, yeah. Also, another classic '90s. Yeah, I guess it's.
What, the Mighty Ducks? Is that where you're going?
No, the Western. Not Unforgiven. The other one.
Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone. Hey, Henry, there you go.
Oh, that was a good one.
Can I get a fucking point for that? Like.
All right. In what 1987 comedy does Elizabeth Shue learn that watching a group of kids can be much more dangerous than she expected?
Adventures of the
Oh, it's
Babysitters or
harder.
something like
Yep.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know the name, but I knew what you're talking about.
Was that
But I
based
think
on a book series?
I think
I
so.
think Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead was better.
That was a good
That
movie.
was a good movie.
that
Wait, that's the one. That's the
Christina
one.
Applegate.
That's the
Christina
one where
Applegate's
she
in it.
gets
Yeah,
all
yeah.
like she gets a job right at the end,
in
and
the
she like has a big
fashion
party.
world,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the boyfriend hits on her.
The dishes are done, man.
Yes.
All right.
Dishes are
Last
done.
question of this round. During the run of their show at the movies, what phrase did Siskel and Ebert use when they both liked the movie?
Hated it.
Swing and a miss. I'm not gonna. I'm not
When
gonna
when
answer.
they liked the movie?
I'm not answering.
I don't know, but I figured I'd joke about the In Living Color
Are you guys serious?
version.
Betsy, come on.
You guys
I
don't
don't wait.
really know.
What? I don't get what. Who
Okay.
used what movie?
Okay, during the run of their show, it's called At the Movies. What phrase did Siskel and Ebert use when they both liked the movie?
Do you
I
know
don't
who
know.
Siskel and Ebert are? Siskel. Nobody. I don't think they know who Siskel and Ebert are, Kier.
No, I don't.
I know
Because
they're the
well,
two
one
dudes,
died
the
like
one
15 years
one
ago.
Well,
chubby
they both
and
died.
one skinny old.
Did the other one die?
Did they both
thought
die
so.
by now?
Yeah, I think by now. But
I
the other
didn't-
one, Gene Siskel, died
Like-
like 15 years before Ebert. I
I
think.
don't think I know. I don't think I know that.
No, I didn't know
It's
that.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I hated them as critics. I thought they were horrible critics. But they were.
No.
But then I realized. Well, I realized when I got older and I got into the film industry,
Yeah.
that they're not criticizing whether a movie's entertaining or not. That's why you have critics and you have Rotten Tomatoes.
Well,
Rotten
what are they
Tomatoes,
criticizing then?
they're criticizing things like camera angles, camera production. They're criticizing the art of the film itself, the
Really?
cuts, the editing, the sound. Yes, that's why they'd give a movie like 1 thumb up, and I'd watch it and be like, "This movie's amazing," or they give it 2 thumbs down, and I'd be like, "Dude, this movie's amazing. It's fantastic." And then I come to find out they weren't. Their criticism is based on a much more like artistic approach, right? You went to film school, right? So look, you learn about, when you go into the history of film, you learn about camera angles and how much they have an impact.
Yeah, visual
on,
storytelling.
Yeah. So they're criticizing that, where the average moviegoer has no idea what the hell that is, right? So
yeah, but that's not the way they talked about it, Chris. If you go back and look at like I'm a big Star Trek guy, so I went after I watched like Star Trek 6 like a couple of months ago, and I went and watched their review of it on YouTube, and I felt like they were pretty much always focused on story and character. It's interesting that you think that they valued production quality so much because I didn't watch
it's
a ton.
it's not just production quality, it's everything. Like there's a large
Right, but I think
gamut.
it's I would say 80% of their criticism came from analyzing story and character.
Well, but then again, you and I have to both agree that's completely art form, and art is
Yes,
subjective.
absolutely. But you were just talking about a lot of the technical aspects of visual storytelling.
Well, that is part of it. That is part of it.
Yeah, it's a big part. Yeah, it's a part. But if it starts with whether or not something has the potential to get a good review is dependent upon whether or not it has a fundamentally sound story populated by strong characters. And that's what they spend most of their time talking about. Like a lot of times the movie might not have been shot well, but it would still get a good review or get 1 thumb up or whatever because it was still a good story. But I thought they were kind of, for the most part, right. They were arrogant for sure, but all, intellectual people come across as arrogant when you're saying, like, when you're commenting as an authority on something that everyone engages in, like pop culture, specifically movies in this case, then you come across as an arrogant asshole. Like, and that's the thing you run into even as like a grip. I know from New York, Chris, even when you would go home and tell people you work in like the movie business, they'd come out a lot of times, and it's not like other professions. Like when you tell people that you're working in entertainment, a lot of times, like they'll ask you a question or two, but ultimately they want to talk about their opinions and their understanding of the industry, because it is, it's art, like you're talking about, Chris. So it's just interesting the way, because I think you come, being a grip, you have such a strong appreciation for the production and for the technical aspects of the storytelling. That's great. But I just remember them being, highfalutin about understanding story and character. That's all. Sorry for the monologue.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, sorry, Jesus. Just became a fucking lecture, guys. Sorry, this is
Yeah.
why my family. That's why I'm not welcome at Christmas anymore.
He just gave us a TED talk and shit.
No, I like Siskel and Ebert. That's all, and Star Trek.
No, it's okay. You should record that and replay it for your master class. No.
Hey, at least it sounded smart. It might not have been right, but at least it sounded smart.
I know it was really smart because I was really trying hard to follow along.
You followed, Henry. You followed. I just got a little stony baloney there at the end. That's all.
All right. Real quick, are you ready to do a little bit of your set there, Henry, sir?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Fuck it. Yeah,
we would love to hear some of your comedy.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Garcia coming from the lockdown Los Angeles. Yeah.
Lockdown Los Angeles. What's up? What's up? All right. So we're about a month into homeschooling, and I just realized that I'm the lunch custodian just recently, and I'm also the kid that always asks, "Are you gonna finish that?" As you know, that's just always how I've been. Another thing now that with homeschool, I just started reading a historical fiction with my daughter about the Spanish flu, and in that book, the main character gets it at age 17, but it gets even more interesting for him. That's just like the beginning of his story, and it's a great book. It's the title of it is Twilight. So you guys should check it out. Nice. You guys obviously noticed all of the silly protests. People think that this whole fucking pandemic is a hoax and that it's bullshit, and they're out there all up in arms, and they're still wearing face masks. Have you guys noticed that shit? Doesn't make any fucking sense. Why are you wearing a face mask? Oh my God. But I want to talk about something that I'm just now realizing, and I don't want anyone to kind of get rubbed the wrong way when I say this, but doesn't it seem like Asians are the new gays?
What?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like Asians are the new gays. I mean, it's like we're reliving the 1980s all over again, because stupid people are trying to project and blame other groups for a disease all over again. Remember that? When people actually thought that gays were the reason for HIV, and people actually thought that AIDS was created because some said African fucked a monkey. People actually believed that then. And now you have people today actually thinking that coronavirus is all because of someone eating bat soup in China. Just like conspiracies, constant conspiracies. And it's hard to, now with the internet, it's hard to keep up with all these conspiracies, because people will talk about something that they heard from their brothers, sisters, cousins who work at a hospital as a janitor. Like all this fucking proves is that human stupidity is the only viral pathogen that can be transmitted through the internet. That's all this fucking proves. But speaking of conspiracies, there's only one conspiracy that I will entertain, and that is this. COVID-19 has the number 19 because it was created or discovered in the year 2019. You know, guys, what else has 19 letters in it? Carol fucking Baskins. That's what. Spell it out. It fucking has 19. She did it, goddammit. Okay? Which reminds me, if there's one thing I've learned in my safe at home experience, is that there's only two people in the world. Those that have and those that have not seen Tiger King. What else? Oh shit. Another thing is, you guys see, if you have seen it, there's Joe Exotic. One of his husbands has 3 teeth. You guys saw that?
Yep.
They're all practicing social distancing.
Nice.
Speaking of social distancing, I'm starting to practice that with my refrigerator. Because it's not like it's not like I'm eating a lot, but it's not because I'm always hungry. It's because I have a lonely mouth. I always need a little company. And that's all I have for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice job, dude.
Good stuff.
Thank
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks for checking out Henry stuff. Henry, have you been writing a lot during the lockdown? Just like constantly writing new material?
Yeah, I have been writing a lot. There's some like I'm trying to stay away from writing too much quarantine stuff. Like these are like quarantine things that I figured I want to just get them out. You know what I mean? Because I'm writing them because I'm not gonna probably use this shit at all once this is all over. Because every fucking body's gonna want to talk about it. I just want to get back to just talking about other shit.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to stay with like I'm writing some quarantine stuff just because it's like what I'm living at the moment, but I'm also just staying focused and writing things that that I recall in my life or whatever that bring up a joke. But yeah, I'm staying, and I have a lot more time because I went from working like 10 12-hour shifts to like 6 8-hour shifts, so I have a lot more time for family and writing jokes. So it's good.
Nice, dude. Yeah,
I'm a little bit confused though, because I gotta ask a question. Are people thinking that it's a conspiracy theory that the coronavirus came from eating a wild animal, whether a bat or a pangolin?
No, that was a joke.
It's part of the joke, but like people actually do there's some people that actually really do think, and then if you remember, it's also
a conspiracy theory.
That's not confirmed.
If you've been watching Fox News, you would see that conservative right-wing America believes that this was made in a laboratory in China that was like 6 miles from where the bat was supposedly eaten. So this is my conservative access point.
Yeah,
here.
no, it's true. Well, this is the thing is like it's funny, and I'm also kind of joking and cracking kind of.
Okay, so Claire, maybe it's just me that didn't catch on to that, because I'm like, this is not what do people think this is a conspiracy?
Well, and the sex with the monkey for AIDS, that's true, right? I don't want to
watch Fox News.
That's what I think it was. That's true if you just like follow what the news says, but no one ever actually confirmed that.
Like, for HIV?
Yeah.
I think it was it is from a wild animal. All diseases and all
they're from wild animals, but like their diseases have to be trained. They're also like
they transmit. Yeah, they transmit through other sexual.
And they have to kind of be trained to actually be able to.
Conditioning.
Yeah, it's like conditioning. The bird flu. We just had another wave of the bird flu from eating chicken. Any time you eat meat, you're taking a very high risk that you're going to get something that's going to kill you.
Totally.
Yeah.
But
I love it.
I mean, all of those.
It's just making fun of conspiracies in general. So it was it's not for you to like take.
Hey, Chris, can I ask a question of the group real quick that's related to this?
What?
So they say like try to be broad, right, or try to be specific with your comedy, but be relatable to a broad audience or whatever, right? Do it in such a way that you're not choosing sides, for example, on the political spectrum.
Right.
Are you guys gonna find it next to impossible? Because I know I am, to do that, because you've got like close to 50% of the country, maybe like 40% of the country that like legitimately thinks that we shouldn't be listening to doctors in the situation, that we should be listening to Trump. Like is that not like impossible to deal with?
Yeah,
it's at least 1/3, but it's at least 1/3. But then you add on top of that about 10% that can potentially vote the other way.
Yeah, but see, but dude, I honestly like I'm from Houston, and a big chunk of my family Southern conservative types, and they're not going to sit there and say don't listen to doctors. I think the polls, right? They group everyone up based on the amount of people that they interviewed, and however they get those numbers that skew their way, dude. And then they print it out and say, oh, 1/3 of the country. I think that's bullshit, dude.
No, okay.
I'm serious. You talk to my family and friends and down in Texas, and they're not gonna say that shit, and they're all very conservative. So I think and they're gonna be grouped into whatever that 1/3 is, right? So that's
but they're not part of that. They're not part of that 1/3 statistic. They don't qualify for the 1/3 that I'm talking about.
You gotta also keep in mind all the just how much all the media is swaying, popular.
The stuff my friends and family see in Texas is not what we see here in LA.
I understand that, but that's still just a very few people. And I'm talking about folks out there, Confederate flag waving, Bible beating, gun nuts, like those 3 different cultural touch points. Add them all together, that's about 1/3 of the country. Your people do not qualify to that.
Oh, they're gunslingers for sure.
But they're not. But they're not like flaming. I know you're too good of a person for you to be related to the kind of people that I'm talking about.
Good. All right, moving on. All right,
so
next.
It's going to be impossible, though, right? We're going to have a hard time playing both sides. Anyway, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah. Don't use my thing for your political agenda, Dave.
No, I'm curious. It sounds like it's going to be hard. I was curious to see what people thought, but we got off a tangent. Sorry about that.
All right. I want to know what you guys have been learning in this lockdown. Any new hobbies? What have you been doing? What are you learning? Anyone want to start? Betsy?
I'm not gonna lie, it's been hard for I've been learning TikTok. Okay. I remember when we met, you're like, you gotta get on TikTok. And I started TikTok and I love it, but it's something. But I'm finishing, I'm a writer. So I finished one pilot, I'm on a rewrite, and I am done. I just finished outlining my second one. So
nice.
I'm gonna get these done. And
Dave's a writer too, right, Dave? You write a lot.
No, well, I'm just only for comedy. I'm actually a producer, creative producer in Hollywood. Basically just means I read scripts and evaluate other kinds of content. We're actually surprisingly busy because no one's shooting anything. Production is nothing going on. So everyone's kind of reading those scripts that they've been trying to read for the last year. It's stacked up on their desks, and that's kind of what I've been doing with my time. I'm hanging with this girl I like a lot, and talking about cooking and talking about taking advantage of this time to get back in better shape and live better, but not really doing any of that. At least I'm working though.
That's funny to say that. You know me, I look like I'm a 9-month pregnant girl with my gut. So I took this time. I'm serious. I took this time to start doing Insanity, which is a Beachbody program.
Yo, how much have you dropped since, man?
I've lost almost 10 pounds, but in about 4 weeks. So
that's good.
Yeah, dude.
That's good.
The big thing is I'm not worried about the weight. I'm just paying attention to how much stronger I'm getting.
Toning yourself up.
Yeah, and then I started eating pretty clean about 3 weeks ago. I
Nice.
realized after the first week of doing Insanity, doing Insanity and eating crappy food is insane itself. So just started doing, eating better.
Oh yeah, I saw you on Instagram. You were doing up downs.
Yeah. So this whole thing, I keep telling people I'm going live on there because I'm just holding myself accountable by showing people what I'm doing. But I keep telling people it's not a fitness Instagram. It's a comedian try not to look pregnant Instagram. Trying to lose the weight.
You should try to fucking crack jokes in between.
I turned the camera a couple days ago and started doing facial expression. It's hard to crack jokes, dude, when you're like. You can't even breathe, dude.
But that's what would be great for the people watching.
Try to tell jokes in between Insanity. Yeah, dude. Besides that, trying to lose weight, I've been moisturizing a lot lately. I want to come out of this pandemic 10 years younger. A newborn baby, just.
Well, you look great.
Fresh.
Yeah, here's an old commercial before you dress. Caress.
I remember that. I think that was 80s.
I'm not gonna lie, Chris. Straight up, man. Your Insanity journey has inspired me to do about 100 push-ups a day.
Nice.
Just recently, mid last week, I started saying I gotta do fucking something. Because for me, I'm still working. I go to work, 5 days a week still. And I'm around a bunch of people and there's still a bunch of tasks to do around there. but because like I told you, I'm working a lot less hours. There's more time. It's great to just be able to go walk. We just got a dog. We got a doggy, little
What kind?
Chihuahua. It's
Chihuahua.
like a Chihuahua mix kind of thing. It's super cute and small. It's fucked up because we went. It was like the first week that it was declared that we're stay at home and everything. And we've been wanting to get it. We just bought a house a month ago, and so we're like, fuck it, let's get a dog for the house. We've always wanted a dog, but we lived in an apartment. And we go and get I see the dog, and I'm like, oh, this is cute. And everyone's kind of like, eh. And I'm like, this is the fucking cutest dog. We get the dog. It comes home. It doesn't give a fuck about me. It only cares about the girls. And every time I try to pick it up, it like runs away. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, I love you. I fucking chose you. And you, you don't want to be around me.
Just sneak and give the dog treats all the time. It'll be your best friend.
I try to do that. He comes around for the treats and he immediately scrams. I'm starting to give him the little, not paying too much attention, see if that works. I don't know. But yeah, walking the dog. We're walking dogs.
See, that's what you've been basically doing.
Yeah.
Learning how to be a dog daddy.
Learning how to be a fucking dog daddy is and no love, man.
It's not easy.
No, it's not.
At least at some point you can tell your kid, figure out what you're gonna eat. Leave me alone.
And you know, I'm not trying to dig this in your face, Chris, but this is also something that came up because like I saw, you know, you just rest in peace to your doggy.
Yeah.
And I saw and you were mourning, and I felt that because of the things that the things that you would write. And I was like, fuck, you see, now I'm emotionally gonna be invested now. This dog's gonna die. We're gonna have to mourn now.
I honestly, bro, I did not know. I've never had to deal with death my entire life. I've just I moved away from my family a long time ago. My parents are still alive, and I have a great relationship with them. But my grandparents, who I was close with when I was younger, they passed. But it's like I've been away so long that it didn't affect me the way it probably would affect most people. So I just never dealt with it. My dog passed away just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago almost. And that's the first time I really had to deal with that, and it was hard. And honestly, I was fearful of it because I didn't know how my kids would be. My son's 6, and he was just like, "Oh, can I play Nintendo?" Like he didn't, you know, it's like whatever.
He's like, "Where are the Cheez-Its, Dad?"
But he was like trying to play with the sister. His sister's almost 13, and she was just like, you know, she was in her room and didn't want to come out of her room, and he didn't get it. He was like, "Oh, come on, let's play video games. Let's play this." And she's like, "Leave me alone." But it was like, you know, I had to kind of separate them for the day. But yeah, it was difficult. You do get, and I found her in the desert over 14 years ago. She was a little puppy, and I just found her. That movie I told you that I was getting syndication checks from.
Yeah,
it was that movie. We were shooting out near Death Valley, and there was just wild dogs everywhere. It was a ghost town, and she was a little puppy, and I grabbed her and fed her some food, and she came home with me.
Wow.
But yeah, that was a fantastic life, and I won't be doing that again for a long time. I won't be bringing another pet into this house. That was hard. I don't want to do that right now. So, plus with everything going on, I just remodeled my house. Less than a year ago. Like we finished less than a year ago, and my dog, before she parted ways, did enough damage to our new house in the little bit of time she was here. And I was like, I just can't go through another puppy destroying my house. She cost us well over $10,000-$15,000 over the years just with all the damage.
Really?
Yeah, I remember
you should have invested in a trainer.
No, you're absolutely right. We
you know that there is this stuff because dogs that chew. Have you heard of bitter apple?
Yes.
You spray it all over the furniture, and apparently they will not chew. Doesn't work.
Didn't work for her. Yeah.
I don't care. I can get my dog to destroy everything I have. I'm like, my dogs destroy my life. I rescue old dogs, so I take them when they already have so many problems. My Chihuahua, I think she had a seizure today. I literally have been crying all day. I mean, you can't. These dogs rule our lives. So mine are barking downstairs. I keep having to put it on mute.
Yeah. Yeah, the you know, for me, like this whole lockdown, I'm trying to be as creative as possible. Obviously, launching Kidder's Comedy Corner was one very big task that I got done. Writing, as comedians, I think we should all be writing every day, but let's be real, most of us don't.
Yeah.
I've been writing once or twice a week, and recently I've been doing more videos, writing a lot more sketch videos. I did write a whole new set between the last 2 weeks, and then I performed it 2 nights ago. But created a whole set around the Pornhub preacher. It's where I go on Pornhub and I just troll the shit out of people as a pastor and send them videos and scripture and stuff, basically, and just troll the shit out of them. So it's fun. That went over really well.
Is that something you've actually done, or that was just the
Yeah. Yeah, so that again, it's a new hobby. It's a new hobby of mine, and I'm gonna be putting the videos up on YouTube soon. But like, I'm just trolling the shit out of people, dude. Like, because what's funny about Pornhub is you can go on. People have basically a page like you have on Facebook or whatever, and the funny thing is you can leave them comments and you can leave them video comments.
Hey, did you?
So you can send them videos.
I don't know if you know this,
crazy.
but like right now during the quarantine, Pornhub is allowing you to
For
upgrade
free,
to premium for free.
Yeah.
And so that way you can fuck with the premium member.
All right, guys, that's our time tonight. Guys, that's our
premium.
That's our time tonight. I got something to do.
Oh, he's getting yelled at, guys. He's gonna be Kidder's about to get disciplined.
Are you?
What are you talking about? She's gonna watch, dude.
Oh, she's coming in. Oh, okay.
No, what do you think the unicorns are for?
Oh, I thought that's why you were all hasty to get us out of the room here.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is
No. It was more of I need to go to a different website, Dave.
Okay, got
Premium.
Premium.
Yeah. Hey, do any of you guys do any impressions? I do have people in the audience who do like impressions. Any of you?
I got a Trump thing going on.
Let's hear it, bro.
Oh. The coronavirus is absolutely fantastic virus. You have the best people working on it, straight out of Wall Street. I don't give a fuck about the MMDs. I don't want to hear any shit. You want to talk to me, media, Alex Cost, fucking shut.
Dude,
I gotta work on it.
By the way, I know you hate the Cheeto in Chief, and I love your impression because you gave him a little bit of a, I don't know, just like you just made him just like really.
Gotta work on it. See, it's a combination of New York and being like kind of like a little type A, but a little kind of gay at the same time.
Yeah, and you gotta put in the.
He's like, to kind of give him a feel like he just took some fucking Adderall too, and he's a little pumped up.
This is the White House. This is the White House. This is the White House. Trump White House coming down here to the press conference room. This is your hour of TV a day. You're gonna get your fucking entertainment right here. Don't you go to the fucking movies or TV shows. Watch that Netflix shit later. You listen to me right fucking now, or I'll take this country into nuclear war. How was that?
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, there's I saw a good comic.
What's gonna make it great is if you just finish it with like a.
That's exactly what I was about to do. That's exactly what you didn't hear that. That's what I.
Yeah, you see,
you gotta put your face across the bottom.
So there was a comic by the name of Cody Woods who said we going back and forth between the weed president and the cocaine president, and we are in the middle of the cocaine president. We had Clinton was weed, W was coke, Obama was weed, and now we're back to the yayo.
Yeah. Back to the fucker, yay.
How about you, Betsy or Henry? You guys have any impressions?
I used to do, remember, hi, I'm Teresa Caputo, and I'm the Long Island medium. Remember the Long Island medium? I used to put sketches of Larry!
I don't... Probably, I like to do impressions of my mom from time to time, but I don't know any like celebrity. I haven't practiced any of those.
Dude, people who do impressions, the people who like really do impressions, it blows me away. Like I've tried, like in the confines of my home when no one's watching, I've tried, and I've talked to people who do them. They're like, "You've tried, but you haven't." Like you literally have to watch it over and over and keep repeating it and put a lot of time into it. And I haven't done that.
Tina Fey said that when she was doing Sarah Palin, that she had to do it at least like 4 hours a day when she was like in the middle of it. Like it was like a fitness thing. She would like mess with her posture and stuff too. Like every morsel matters in that craft.
Yeah. I believe that because I've tried and it just does not work. And the people who do it, you talk to people who've done it and who do it really well, and you hear them be like, "Oh yeah, I remember being like 8 years old, and I just wanted to sound like this person, and so I used to copy them every day, and then that just became an impression. They started doing it with multiple people, and but it's something they learned for years and years. So I mean,
Random.
that's
It's too bad. Obviously, he's a piece of shit now. But Kevin Spacey, if you Google Kevin Spacey inside the actor studio on YouTube, his impression skills are pretty fantastic.
oh yeah,
Sneaky. Yeah.
oh he might be a POS, but he's still talented. I mean,
Yeah.
Super
talented
yeah.
person. All right. Speaking of Kevin Spacey, going on to some trivia. What actor who played George Henderson in the Harry the Hendersons also played the character named Emilio Lizardo in another movie?
I don't know.
I don't know the other movie, but I knew who George was. Harry and the Hendersons. Did you guys ever see that?
I didn't watch the show, but
Yeah,
I
but
knew about it. I didn't like the
I
show.
don't remember it, to be honest with you.
It's a movie, and it's about a Sasquatch.
Bigfoot. Yeah, Bigfoot lives with a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Harry Henderson was played by John Lithgow.
No kidding.
That was a really good role. That was back when he I think that was right around the time he did that Twilight movie. You guys remember him in his Twilight movie where he sees the troll on the wing of the plane?
Yes, that was a
he
good one.
He freaks out. It was so good, dude.
He was the computer author. He was a computer science giant.
Yeah,
and he went crazy. Wasn't it a Twilight Zone episode? Yeah, it was
It was
Twilight
a
Zone.
Twilight Zone,
Yeah,
but it was called Twilight Zone the movie, and it was a bunch of different.
Yeah, that freak
clips.
that monster on the wing of the plane.
It was so gross, dude. And then what was the best was just when he drives away in the ambulance, and you see the planes all no one believed him. They thought he was crazy. The plane's all messed up.
Yeah, no, that's a classic movie. Very classic.
Speaking of classics, the Golden Girls live in which beachy Sunshine State city?
Florida, right?
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, you got
so
it.
What's the answer? In which beachy Sunshine State city?
Oh, I don't know this. Oh, do I know?
Not Miami.
It's Miami.
No.
It's Miami.
No.
It is Miami.
Was it Miami?
It was Miami.
Dun dun dun. I didn't even watch that show.
I watch it like crazy. Oh my God, are you kidding? Oh, it's one of the best comedies. It is. We talk about it all the time in this writing class, and it's just how relevant and how funny, and the characters are so well still to this day. It's
cool.
I don't know. It's one of the best shows.
Maybe I'll have a look at that. The Golden Girls. I'll have a look.
You know
at
what?
that.
I remember in the 80s, my mom and my aunts all watching this. Who was that actress? She had a
Betty
TV
White?
show. No, she had a TV show.
Soap. Was it Soap or was it
No.
you're talking about Author B?
Oh my God, dude! It was like a sketch comedy variety show, and it was a lady. I forget the Carol.
Betty
Burnett?
White.
Was it Carol Burnett show?
Carol Burnett and then Vicki Lawrence, and then they did Mama's Family, the Carol Burnett show, and then Betty White was a comedian. And
okay. No, I think the show I'm thinking of is Carol Burnett show. I think it had a cartoon at the very beginning.
And then Vicki Lawrence apparently wrote her a letter and said she could be related. And then Vicki Lawrence went on to do Mama's Family, and Carol Burnett came on to Mama's Family. Mama's Family was my favorite show ever created, ever anything. I've seen every episode 100 times. I love character-driven shows, and it was the best.
All right, guys, this is a song question. Take My Breath Away by Berlin is from the soundtrack of what movie?
Top Gun.
Yeah, Top Gun. Thank you. Oh, nice. Good job, Betsy. Oh, good for you.
I just want to get an answer so I can get something like
They're
that.
all movies, dude. You did all movies. You had one thing on Reagan, then everything else has been music. Well, I guess music too, but mostly movies.
Okay, what technology giant launched its first PC in 1981?
Apple.
Steve Jobs?
No.
Steve Jobs?
No.
No? Oh.
Bill Gates?
No, he wasn't hardware. He was only software.
What technology giant launched its first PC in 1981?
Oh.
It was a competitor of Apple.
IBM?
Yep.
Dell?
IBM.
Oh, IBM.
Not worth no points, but what does IBM stand for?
Oh, fuck.
Who knows? Let me Google it. No, I'm joking.
You're not getting. I've used to know.
At this point, it stands for I be missing out because I don't.
Because you've been getting smoked,
I
Henry.
be getting
Dude, Henry, you got.
smoked. Yeah.
I think you got one though. You got one on the board early.
I got
and
two,
then-
player. I got
No,
two.
you got 3.
Oh, I
nice.
got 3. Damn.
I
He
got
gave me
two.
a charity point. I didn't even know I had 3.
I think it's International Business Machine.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't know. I just thought you would know that. What post-apocalyptic 1988 Japanese anime film features a character named Tatsushima who gains telekinetic abilities?
Ghost in the Shell.
No, I would guess that because I like
80s?
that.
80s anime.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the name. I can kind of see some.
Cowboy Bebop.
Does anyone in the audience know this? Oh,
No,
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, what's a
I couldn't even give you a hint. It's called Akira.
Akira?
Yeah.
God damn! They made, you should have said they made a movie. They made.
I knew it was an A. I knew it was an A.
But that wasn't the question. I wouldn't even know they made a movie, bro. All right. Music. Which moody Eurythmics song proclaimed everybody's looking for something?
Can we get the rhythm?
Everybody's looking
for something. None of them want to travel the world in the 7 seas.
That's the fucking Marilyn.
What's the name of the song? That's
It's
singing.
not. I don't know. There's that chick. It's that weird chick.
No, it's what's the name of the song? What moody
God damn it.
Eurythmics song proclaimed
7
everybody's looking for something?
Some
And the
of
fact
them
that I
want to be-
remembered how to sing that blows my mind. I'm not good at that.
It's not 7 Seas or something.
Ah, fuck!
Travel the world and the. It's a great track.
Yeah.
It's a fucking awesome track.
Yeah.
What's the name of the song you want to know?
Yeah.
A beat.
Beat of These? Is it Sweet Dreams?
Sweet Dreams.
Yeah. There you
I
go.
made a beat.
Yeah, woohoo!
Betsy gets it.
We got there.
We got
Who needs Google? Who needs Google? All we need is this fearsome foursome, and you got yourself an encyclopedia.
a whack encyclopedia, but yeah. All right. In Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer, he used to work at the docks.
Bobby used to work on a docks, right?
Who?
Bobby?
Rob.
Robbie or Bobby?
No, you said Rob. You said
Billy,
Robbie, right?
Billy.
No,
Billy.
no. It's
Johnny.
who?
Johnny.
Hold on.
Why is it so funny?
It's funny because you guys are guessing all around this fucking word, dude. This name.
Joey?
Gina used to no. Who? Wait.
No, it's
Gina
Bobby,
is. It's funny you said Gina because she's in there, but no, that's
yeah,
Billy,
working
Bobby,
at night
Robbie.
and day.
Johnny. I
Ah,
don't know. Not
This is
Maddie.
just
Ready?
What?
ready. Tommy.
no way.
Tommy.
What?
Oh.
Tommy. Tommy
Really?
used to work on
Oh,
the
I thought
dock.
it was Bobby. All the.
That's why I was
my
laughing
brother.
because you guys are like Bobby,
Yeah,
Johnny,
no, totally.
Timmy,
I should
whatever.
know that.
Totally.
Fuck.
Totally should have had that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What superhero film sequel features the oft quoted line, kneel before Zod?
Oh, Superman 2.
There you go. Superman 2. All right.
Who's favorite superhero, real quick? Wolverine.
Is that why you have a beard?
Yeah.
Mine's Catwoman. No.
Yeah, it is. Selena Kyle up in this piece.
You know, my favorite was Michelle Pfeiffer. She's my favorite.
Yeah, she was the great.
I
Too
think
bad the
mine's,
movie
I
sucked.
think
She was
mine's
great.
Iron Man. How about you, Henry?
Iron Man.
I probably have to agree with you. Iron Man. It's
Yeah.
either Iron Man and Batman.
Dude, Iron Man pulls tail like crazy.
Yeah, especially
He's got all the money. He's got all the toys. He's got the cars.
I'll take James Bond.
And he's smart. And doesn't he have like 3 PhDs? I mean, dude, like he's
I'll
just.
take Pet Detective.
Yeah, dude. I'll take
Inspector Gadget.
Ins-
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. That's funny.
I love it, dude.
Inspector Gadget. That is awesome. Yo, Matthew Broderick was in a movie, Inspector Gadget, movie version. Didn't work.
Yeah, I didn't.
All right, guys.
I was hyped up about that.
What company made a popular line of sneakers that were commonly known as Chucks?
Reebok?
Converse.
Converse. Who said it?
Oh, that was my
It was Betsy said it first.
Fuck, what?
Nice job,
Yeah,
Betsy.
she didn't say it as loud as you, but I heard her say it.
I mean, everybody knows that.
Like, common knowledge, right?
Proud to say I've never owned a pair of Converse.
Are we finally getting around to the common knowledge phase of this?
Sneakers.
No, I flipped through all these questions, and the ones I saw, I was like, oh, they'll get this. Have you guys all watched Stranger Things?
Yeah.
But I haven't
not.
seen.
I have not.
Season 1.
Okay.
You haven't?
All right, here's a Stranger Things question. Since Dave doesn't know it and he won't steal it from you guys.
I might not know. Only season 1.
Steal it? I haven't stole nothing.
Which Nugget candy bar is mutually adored by both Dustin and Dart?
Babe Ruth.
Which nougat?
Yeah, which nougat? Which
Well,
nougat?
Yeah,
which nougat candy? Which nougat candy bar is mutually adored by both Dustin and Dart?
There's more than one nougat.
Oh, the Babe Ruth.
No.
Chocolate. No?
It's not Baby Ruth.
Yeah, Baby Ruth, not Babe Ruth.
But I thought there was only one. Charleston. Is that like Charleston Chew? I thought the bar was nougat, and that's the
Snickers?
only one. It's
No,
like
it's
that light bar, right?
It's
Milky Way.
I wonder if anyone in the audience know. It's Three Musketeers.
Oh, the Three
I love
Musketeers.
Three Musketeers.
Yeah, that's a good.
Oh, I
So
didn't
good.
know.
Great Halloween candy.
Fuck yeah. Those are the main ones to get snatched out of my daughter's fucking.
Reese's peanut butter cups, dude. Reese's peanut butter cups are the diamonds for Halloween.
Hey, do
She
you guys
doesn't let me take those?
You got to come up to Glendale because they like give out like big candy bars.
Oh, I know, dude. The Armenians over there don't fuck around, man.
They throw tons of candy at the kids. It's awesome.
Yeah, they don't fucking play.
All right, last question. It's a movie question. What movie stars a mouse named Feifel who gets separated from his family during a journey from Russia to America in the late 1800s?
Man.
Wait, what's the question?
Movie? What? What's the question?
Yeah, sorry, a little broken up. What movie stars a mouse named Feifel who gets separated from his family during a journey from Russia to America in the late 1800s?
The voice for Feifel?
No, what the movie's
what movie
name?
stars?
Feifel Comes
the Mouse,
West.
right?
No.
Oh.
What
Coming
did you
to
say,
America, isn't it?
Betsy?
It's Fievel the Mouse. That's the book. The book's called Fievel the Mouse.
No, but something about America. It's something America.
Oh,
It's not Coming to America. That was an Eddie Murphy movie.
that's the best movie ever.
What's her redoing?
Yeah.
An American Tale.
Yeah.
An American Tale. There you go.
Good job, Henry.
That's
Woo!
right. I fucking finished strong,
Four,
baby.
baby.
A solid fucking 4, daddy.
All right, guys. Last part. I just want to know what your spirit animal is, but we have to guess your spirit animal.
Oh, you're never gonna get mine.
You got to give us some hints. Give us some hints or act it out.
I gotta think about what my actual.
What's your spirit animal, Betsy? But you can't tell us. You got to like show us, and we got to guess it. A bunny.
A bunny?
A bunny. Nice. Good job,
She
Kidder.
always wanted to be a Playboy bunny.
No, I just look like a rabbit. I had rabbits. I'm obsessed with them.
She said she wanted to. She was a model, field model.
You look like your rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit.
I don't know. I do kind of look like a rabbit when you see me next to one.
How about you, Henry? Put some thought into it.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Grizzly bear.
No, I got it.
What is it? Oh, we're supposed to guess. Sorry. Lizard.
Oh, it's sloth.
Iguana.
Sloth.
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 I just saw him like.
Yeah, sleeping.
Sleep
Slow,
all the
real,
time.
real slow. That is one of the best scenes I've seen in an animated movie in Zootopia when he goes to the DMV. That's all populated by sloths. It's such a funny scene.
I don't know. This is a tough one, man.
Yeah?
This is a tough one. I have no idea. Okay.
I thought of this question like 3 or 4
Do you have
hours
an answer?
ago.
Do you have one for me? Do you have a one that you think that should be my spirit animal?
No, dude.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to help me out.
No,
please tell me.
Yeah, what's his spirit
I
animal?
have no idea where to go with this.
Just pretend you're Harry Potter and you learn the Patronus spell and you fucking Patronus it. And
well, definitely a bird then, because I definitely a bird because I want to fly. Yeah.
There you go.
A bald eagle. Fuck it.
So he's the only one who broke. He's the only one who.
Why would you tell us? You're supposed to act it out.
Well,
it got a lot more laughs. It got a lot more laughs that way.
Yeah, well, I will say this: you failed at the last question, but you won our game.
Thank you.
So right now we have our game tonight ended with David winning with 12 points. Betsy finished strong with 9 points.
Nice.
And Henry finished real strong with 4.
But please don't just say he finished strong with 4. Henry closed us out by answering the very last fucking question. Okay.
You did.
The last question was worth more than all the others.
Yeah, I should have said it was worth the winning point. Yeah, totally.
Damn, that would have been one fucking come from behind win, baby. God.
Hey Betsy, way to bounce back, girl. That was tight. Good respect.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, she was
my competitor.
Real quick, guys. Hey, thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight. If you watch this, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Where we get to have 3 fantastic comments on the show. It's rapidly evolving for sure. But make sure you sub the channel, like, share, all that nonsense, good stuff. I don't know why I called it nonsense. Let me just really like shoot down my shit right away, dude. But no, thank you guys so much for coming on. It's always an honor. Where can people find you? Social media, YouTube, wherever. Let's go around the room. Ladies first. Let's start with Betsy.
You guys can find me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, Blingin' Betsy Comedy.
Blingin' Betsy Comedy. How about you,
BLINGIN.
Yeah, all of those things are at Henry G Comedy. Henry G _ comedy.
Absolutely. How about you, David?
Yeah, I'm at Dieter McBusiness. That's BIZNESS on Twitter, and that's Dieter McBusiness 84. There's a fun explanation for that nickname. I'll tell you guys later. I don't want to hog any more attention than I already have.
Awesome. Well, hey, dude, just like all my shows, you can always find all the comics, all the links will be posted below. That will all be updated after the show. But thank you so much for checking everything out tonight, guys. Thank you for being on the show. It's always a pleasure to run into you guys. Betsy and I met at the Network Radio podcast down at the Comedy Store. I've met Henry late last year through a Greg Dean class. And then Dave and I have known each other since our very first intro class, well over a year ago. So we're having a lot of fun, and it's always a pleasure to have you guys. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having us, Kidder. This is great, man. I had a lot of fun.
This was a whole lot of fun. Thank you. And congratulations to you, David, Betsy. Congratulations for being a runner-up. It was really cool getting to meet you guys in this way.
Oh, guys, too, just to let you know, I will be, I was actually supposed to produce a show on the 28th. So 2 days ago, I was supposed to have my first show at the Haha that I was producing. So when this is all done, I will be starting my shows up, and I will welcome you guys. And by the way, you guys in the audience might not know this. They're called bringer shows. I won't be doing bringer shows, so don't worry about all that. But I'm looking forward to having you guys all on my show when this is all over.
I can't wait to meet you two either, like in person when this is all over. It'll be fun to meet you guys. And if I don't follow you on social media, I will in a hot minute, okay? I've been off of it all day.
I'll fucking find you.
Awesome, guys. I'll have this all up on YouTube very soon with all the links and all that stuff. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night. Happy quarantine, guys. Take care.
Peace out.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely,
Nice
brother.
meeting you guys.
Thank
See you
you
guys.
so much. Bye,
See you guys.
guys.
See you guys around.